here, and we'll find out.
We'll find out exactly what this card does. There's a lot going on with this enchantment. There's Cryptic Command. Can Ronnie fight back? He wants to mana leak. Everyone's got these new lands, by the way. These unstable lands. This is the third player we've seen with these. Cycle Street Wraith, huh? Okay. Oh, he's got a living end in hand too. Okay, well.
X or less. Yeah, this card's much better than I thought.
Yeah. So here is living end. Oh, Ritner. Oh boy. He had a nice little graveyard, didn't he?
You cycle for 0 or 1.
I get it. I get it. Couple Curators, 1 River Ender, 2 Street Wraiths on the battlefield now.
A motley crew.
Yep. Ritner ready to shift from defense to offense.
The fact that I knew the text box of Curator of Mysteries is an upset for me and everyone watching at home.
Yeah, if that was on my bingo board, you not knowing it and then getting it right, I'd be a little upset right now. Cristopher Shell's in a little bit of trouble now. It looks like he's going to... Yes, sir?
Does that count as counter and draw off Cryptic Command when it didn't resolve?
We'll have to go to Nick.
Okay.
In the break. We'll have to go to Nick.
I'm assuming that was what was announced.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have to check with Miller time. It's a Field of Ruin there. Is this an attempt at a Supreme Verdict? Does have one in hand. All right. I think Shell has a copy of Settle the Wreckage in hand. There's a Serum Visions. Is that what I actually see?
I believe you did.
He's got 1 Settle the Wreckage in the sideboard. You know who plays around? You know who plays around that in Modern?
No
one. Actual no one.
And it does avoid hexproof, right? Because it targets a player.
Targets a player, yeah.
So you even get the snake.
Yeah, you do.
The river snake.
Yeah. Let's go to Ritner. Take a look at that hat, baby. Ohio State, the beard, it all. Ronnie's ready to battle. People don't know. It's cold here. Yeah. I guess it's colder for people in the Northeast, like Boston and New York are getting decimated right now, but it is cold here in Columbus.
It's cold all over.
Yeah. 1 counter on As Foretold here. He's going to cycle. Draw a card. Picked up another island, did Ritner. He'll play that island. Free living end. Cristopher Shell. The creatures are back. He'll get a Vendilion Click back. Ooh, risky business. Ritner is at 4.
There's a lot of flying on the battlefield, though.
Pull your shot out. Ritner's hand right now is an Ancestral Vision, a Remand, and a Living End.
And among Ritner's lands, I had 2 copies of Field of Ruin, so he has an answer to the Colonnade on the table also.
Mm-hmm. So Vendilion Click's got to decide what it wants to take here. We got a big die on that As Foretold. There we go. Now we know it's got 1 counter. I mean, Ancestral Vision is a good choice because, you know, it's something Ritner can do. Not right away. Not right away.
Not
next
this turn.
Yeah. But As Foretold's not Omniscience, thankfully.
But you also just might need to punch through a spell next turn to not die.
Yep.
You may have to take Remand here, which is brutal because Ritner has the opportunity to just Ancestral next turn and find a counter spell to push through lethal with.
I also guess Vendilion Click isn't that scary right now, mainly because he's got 2 Curator of Mysteries and those fly. Yeah. Right. I missed that briefly.
Oh, yeah. Got all covered.
Yeah, so he's got the 3-1 beat a couple different ways. Now I'm curious. I want to take a look and see how many planes. 3 here for Cristopher Shell. So if Ritner were to go after the Colonnade and the Temple of Enlightenment, Shell would be able to still find some white sources of mana. Remand's going to go to the bottom. Ritner's going to get a new card from the Vendilion Click trigger.
Yeah, it's painful to leave Ritner with the Ancestral here, but if you... The Remand basically cuts off your turn next turn. Whatever you're going to resolve is going to get remanded. And can Shell afford to have his turn cut off when he's this far behind? Probably not. Even if, you know, beating the Ancestral is going to be really challenging, he has to make do with what his options are, you know?
Supreme Verdict, the draw there for Shell again. cast one last turn, could cast one again this turn. Now, I know he wants to get him with the Settle. Wants to get him real good with that Settle the Wreckage. Just don't know how.
The problem is, if you try to trap him here and you just say go, you know Ritner's untapping an Ancestral. So it looks really bad if you're like, I'm going to get you. And Ritner goes, well, I'm going to cast this Ancestral you know about, draw a counterspell, and kill you.
Yeah, that's not getting anyone.
It's what we call a bad look.
Yeah.
So you might have to just Supreme Verdict here, even though it doesn't look great.
Just do this song and dance again. Shell's not too sure.
But he might be so far behind here, and he has to beat another living end, that maybe that's what his option is.
Field of Ruin, folks. Gonna go after the Colonnade. Both players get to search for basics. Ritner gonna get himself a basic island, as will Cristopher Shell.
Well, if he gets an island here, then Settle the Wreckage just off the table. Oh, sorry, he has a plane.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
He's got planes plus Temple. He's all right.
Well, it's a little bit risky because what if Ritner just Field of Ruins the Temple?
Well, he's got 2 more planes in his deck.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's fine. It's fine.
Curator's going to get hit by Path, another island. All right, Shell's going to pass it back.
The unfortunate thing about the line here that Shell has taken is Ritner might kind of naturally play around the Field of Ruin here because he may want to leave one of the Curators back on defense.
What do you mean play around the Field of Ruin?
Or not Field of Ruin, excuse me, the Settle the Wreckage.
Sure. He did draw a Cryptic Man for the turn, did Ritner. And he's already resolved Ancestral. Now the Knuckleheads might come in. I think he drew a Dispel, too. Yeah, Counter Magic. Oh, yeah, he's happy. Let's get it in. Settle the Wreckage. No shot. Because this deck actually plays a lot of Counter Magic. Yep, there's Cryptic. Counter Bouncer Vendilion Click, which I like.
Well, now he's down the Chump Blocker.
Yep, and that's going to do it. So, Ronnie Ritner is going to win this match over Cristopher Shell. 2-0. Mono Blue Living End. Going to take care of Blue-White Control. Not just a deck you see on Magic Online anymore, my friend.
Big win for Ronson, big card.
The one and only. Ronson Big Card, his nickname. I know that might be your favorite nickname on the SCG Tour.
Oh, by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronson Big Card is an all-time great deck name.
Let's take a look at this deck. Take a look at this deck. All right, Striped Riverwinder, Curator of Mysteries, Street Wraith, 2 Architects of Will. So 14 creatures.
Just things that cycle for a mana.
Yeah, 14 creatures. 4 Living End, 4 As Foretold, 3 Mana Leak, 4 Remand, 2 Disallow, 4 Ancestral Visions, 4 Cryptic Man. So you're like this weird, wonky, mono blue. What, is this a control deck? Is this like a combo deck sort of, but not really? I don't know how to explain it.
It's both. So you're doing 2 major things with As Foretold. One is you've got Ancestral Vision and Living End, and you're just forcing those through for 0 mana constantly. And Ancestral and Living End for 0, that's really potent to be able to do over and over again.
Yes.
The other is, and why you see even some more fringe counter spells like Disallow and even Mana Leak, is As Foretold gives you a lot of mana to work with in Counter Wars too. So As Foretold works kind of on those 2 fronts. One is just cheating the zeros, and 2 is as a source of mana, just an Aether Vial for your counter spells.